that's not the only outrage going on right now. A lot of people upset because they say this story didn't make headlines as fast as they would have liked it to. The Now Tampa Bay's Jarrett Hill here to talk a little bit more about that. Even a hashtag trending right now.
Surely a lot of different people talking about this story online all day long and overnight. A lot of speculation online, a lot of different people having a lot of different perspectives on what was actually happening. So I wanted to talk about what is speculative right now. First of all, we don't know if this crime was religiously motivated. There are definitely people who believe it was, according to the father, even as Ann was just saying, the father has spoken out saying that he believes that this was religiously motivated because of some animosity between them. We know that there was some kind of a neighbor's dispute, possibly over a parking situation, but we're not really sure on all that information. All of that kind of stuff right now is still speculative. However, there are a lot of people talking about this online with tweets and photos. One of the tweets that came out yesterday says 3 Muslim college students killed in cold blood, no media attention or outrage, hashtag Muslim Lives Matter, hashtag Chapel Hill shooting. Chapel Hill shooting, one of those trending hashtags that's been going around all day, even trending here in the Bay Area as one of the #1 things. So a lot of people having a lot of feelings about this. A cartoon that was done that shows the mainstream media just kind of yawning, saying 3 young Muslims killed by a lone gunner. No breaking news here. No.
Let's go to the Now Tampa Bay's digital producer, Jarrett Hill, who is keeping tabs on just how many people are looking at and sharing this story. He is so cute, Jarrett.
I tell you, this story, though, is spreading like wildfire, Linda. We posted little Avery Ford's picture on our Facebook page at about 11 o'clock this morning. In a matter of about 6 hours, it's been shared more than 26,000 times. Take a look at it. More than 8.2 million people have looked at this one. As for comments, 11,000 people have commented on it. Some are even posting their own big baby pictures right here, showing how big they were when they were born. All this, and the story hasn't even aired yet. The big question seems to be, how did she not know that she was pregnant in her 3rd trimester of pregnancy with this big baby, Linda?
That is a good question, Jarrett. In fact, on my Facebook page, that is what a lot of people are asking.
And thank you. Well, do you like going to the airport, catching a flight? If it's not your favorite thing to do, you might not be the only one. The Now Tampa Bay's Jarrett Hill is here to explain.
Going to fly is my favorite thing, said no one ever, right? It's like one of those things where it's like, it's always going to be a hassle. It's always going to be tough getting through security. It's always going to be uncomfortable in your seat. And apparently, according to a new article in Maclean's, which is a popular Canadian magazine, they say that it's not an accident, that it's so terrible. So they look at the baggage fees, if you will. Airlines make $3.5 billion per year on those baggage fees. They say that's actually the largest source of income, aside from like frequent flyer programs. That's a huge, huge impact, right? Well, it's really inconvenient for us because we can carry less things, but it actually saves them quite a bit of money because people are actually taking less bags on their plane. So it kind of bites for us, but it's actually really, really good for them. They say that boarding at random, so you know how they say you can go first or you can go second or you can go last?
Right.
They say that boarding at random is actually faster if you just kind of let people go in at their own pace.
Right.
However, airlines can sell that and say you can go on first, you can go on second, or you have to go in at the very end. It's actually not that much more efficient, but it makes them a lot more money. It's one of those, another one of those things that's inconvenient, and they want to sell you something. So they actually create these problems and then fix them for you with something that you can buy.
It would seem that the bottom line here is nobody likes to be nickeled and dimed, and that's why they don't like flying.
Indeed, indeed. I talked to the folks at the Tampa International Airport and asked them, like, for some tips on how can we make our trips a little bit better. I'll have that on our website if you go to the nowtampabay.com after the show. It's just one of those things that's kind of annoying. You know, you can't really do anything about it because you got to fly sometimes. You got to go on vacation. So. All
right, Jarrett, thank you so much. We do appreciate it. And today, another unexpected food is now making the list, and I think it's kind of unhealthy. The Now Tampa Bay's Jarrett Hill is here to explain.
Sure thing. The Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, they have this whole new campaign called Kids Eat Right. Their whole thing is about eating right and getting right. But they say that Kraft singles are a health food for kids. Yes, I said Kraft singles are a health food for kids. It's one of those things that I cannot believe the idea of this, because you think about it, it's like as one of those products that doesn't really have a whole lot of great nutritious things inside of them, right? So I went and I did a look into what this organization is. So they've been criticized in the past for having close relationships with food companies like McDonald's and Pepsi, and Kraft being one of those companies. They're a well-known sponsor of this organization. So then it kind of skews this, and you kind of feel like maybe this isn't going to be so good. Wanted to look at the things that are included inside this cheese. These are all of the ingredients, cheddar cheese being the first thing, but then all of these other things in there kind of makes you wonder, like, could it really be that great, that much of a health food? So we thought it'd be interesting to take a look at some of the other great sources of calcium, because we think of cheese and milk as
Right.
calcium, right? So it was an interesting way to kind of break up calcium and not necessarily always do it with dairy. So I found that spinach is actually an awesome source of calcium when you look at the different healthy foods that you can eat. Another one that I thought was really interesting was sardines. Never would think about sardines as far as calcium is concerned, but they say it's a low contaminant food and that it's high in omega-3 fatty acids and a really great source of calcium. White beans, they say, is actually a really, really great alternative as well. And a cool way to be able to take them is be able to use them as hummus as opposed to using chickpeas. You can use white beans for hummus, which I thought was interesting. Dried figs. Figs are really, really great. They give you a little bit of sweet, but if you really, really want something sweet, they say blackstrap molasses is actually a great alternative as well for when you're looking for calcium. They say the blackstrap molasses is actually darker and richer and really is a great source of calcium. So in case you're not really, really interested in giving your kids Kraft singles, you can go to our Facebook page and see the article there that talks about it. But
Just want to point something out really quickly. I used to eat Kraft singles, used to sneak them in the refrigerator and eat them behind my mom's back. I had high cholesterol as a kid. That's a true story.
there you go.
Just saying.